certainly out there front and centre. Annyeonghaseyo. Sad to say, I've been learning Korean now for 6 months, and that's all I can say here. I've really useful phrases like 화장실이있어요, but none of these are any good to me tonight. So instead, in the Irish language, I would say Benachti lá féile Pádraig Ormh Galéir, which means literally best wishes for Patrick's Day. When Father Sean suggested that I might read a poem, funnily enough, my mind started to turn to the poems I learned as a child, rather than necessarily maybe some of the better known, though I've ended up with one of the very well-known poets, but the poems I learned as a child. And as a child I learned poems like The March to Kinsale, and Brian Boru's address to his troops, and The Village Schoolmaster, and The Ballad of Father Gilligan by William Butler Yeats. And somehow about the first 4 lines of all these poems stay in my head, and then the rest of it is gone. But I looked up The Ballad of Father Gilligan, and I thought, you know, here I am, what better place to read a poem called The Ballad of Father Gilligan. So I'm going to read The Ballad of Father Gilligan by William Butler Yeats. The old priest Peter Gilligan was weary night and day, for half his flock were in their beds, or under green sods lay. Once while he nodded on a chair, at the moth hour of eve, another poor man sent for him, and he began to grieve. I have no rest, nor joy, nor peace, for people die and die. And after cried he, God forgive, my body spake not I. He knelt, and leaning on the chair, he prayed and fell asleep. And the moth hour went from the fields, and the stars began to peep. They slowly into millions grew, and the leaves shook in the wind, and God covered the world with shade, and whispered to mankind. Upon the time of sparrow chirp, when the moths came once more, the old priest Peter Gilligan stood upright on the floor. Mavourn, Mavourn, the man has died, while I slept on the chair. He roused his horse out of its sleep, and rode with little care. He rode now as he never rode, by rocky lane and fen. The sick man's wife opened the door. Father, you come again? And is the poor man dead? He cried. He died an hour ago. The old priest Peter Gilligan, in grief, swayed to and fro. When you were gone, he turned and died, as merry as a bird. The old priest Peter Gilligan, he knelt him at that word. He who hath made the night of stars for souls who tire and bleed, sent one of his great angels down to help me in my need. He who is wrapped in purple robes with planets in his care, has pity on the least of things,